Jazzy Talk Show, and I'm your host, Jazzy. I got an important dignitary here, and I said dignitary. He come with his ink pen. Y'all see his ink pens in his pocket. This a working rib here. Yeah, he a working man. What's your name, young man?
My name is David Edwards.
All right. David Edwards, I wanted you all to know who this man is. A lot of people know him now, but he, when you see the people to unite the dream, is that it? And the march.
People united to advance the dream.
Okay, people united to advance the dream. He's over the Martin Luther King celebration. When y'all seen the band and all of that, and the birthday cake, y'all called me and told me how you love that. Well, this is the man that did all that. All right, give me a little background. What make you want to do a Mardi Gras celebration the way you did? How did that even come up?
Well, actually, it's Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's his birthday celebration. And when you look at people that celebrate their birthdays, it's not a protest, it's not anything to be angry about. It's something to celebrate. And this year he would have been 94 years old. And it's only right that we celebrate his birthday the same way they celebrate all the other birthdays of those that have gone on before us. So it was important that we make sure we let people know that it's a celebration of the life of Dr. King and all that he gave to help us as all people, not just black people, but poor white people, those that were underserved and marginalized. Dr. King advocated for all mankind. And we wanted to make sure that we had a birthday celebration like never before. And that's what we did, and that's why we did it in that fashion and in that style.
When you brought that cake out, I went to crying. I mean, it's touching now. You brought a birthday cake out. That was the first time I seen someone bring a birthday cake out for Dr. Martin Luther King at a celebration.
Absolutely.
I thank you. I thank you so much for that.
It was magnificent. As a matter of fact, when I was, prompted to make a birthday cake part of the celebration, it was one of the things that, gave me the energy and the excitement to make sure that we did it in a fashion that would put the emphasis on his birthday and not on what we haven't done, but what we've got to do.
What we've got to do. Now, I wanted you to explain something. You did more than one day. You had the 3-day event?
Well, actually, it was 4 days.
4 days. Explain that. Okay.
Well, actually, we partnered with different organizations, nonprofits in the city, different businesses, and of course, with this past year, we had an opportunity to partner with Joe Jefferson Players. That's the Playhouse down on Carlin Street, where we were able to bring in the play Annie and Emmett. And it depicted the life of Annie and Emmett. And it was magnificent. And of course, we had an opportunity to bring people together from several different organizations to bring that play about. And that play went on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And of course, on Friday, we have our MLK Connect. That's where we bring all different organizations, businesses, churches, whatever facet of life or business you're in, we come together and we connect with the community on that night. Then on Sunday, we had the play at 2 o'clock, and then of course we had the Black Tie Awards Gala. That's where we honor young people, elementary, middle, high, college level.
Wow.
And of course, community leaders, people that's ordinary people in the community that do things that would mimic and further Dr. King's message of unity, love, and peace. And of course, once we do that on that Sunday evening, then of course we prepare for that Monday morning. Now, we have what we call youth ambassadors. Youth ambassadors are those young people that we find that doing things to lead people into the right direction. So on Monday morning, we have a youth ambassador breakfast. And that breakfast is normally held at the Dearborn Street YMCA.
Okay.
And of course, that's a time where we can go and listen to young people. An opportunity to hear what they have to say, what their heart says, what they go through, the things that they have to deal with, sometimes that we don't have to deal with and don't understand. So we have that breakfast on Monday morning, and then of course we prepare for the annual Dr. Martin Luther King March. And that march this year we took downtown simply because downtown is part of our history, what we helped build, what we've contributed to, and that's where a neutral place where most people come in order to do celebrations. And we had the opportunity to go by the only place that Dr. King ever spoke at in Mobile.
Yes.
And the first time he ever spoke and the last time he ever visited Mobile.
And that was where?
That was at the ILA Hall.
It was
we had an
show.
opportunity to march past there.
Wow.
And it was magnificent. It was well attended. And of course, we can always do better. But however, you want everybody to show up at your birthday party, but you don't want to show up for Dr. King's birthday party. So we made it an opportunity for people from all sectors of life and all walks of life and all faiths, all beliefs to come together. And that's only one race, and that's the human race. Race is a construct ideal that have been reappropriated into society, and we've always used it as a way to separate us. There's no such thing as a different race. It's only one race, and that's the human race. Because if I need a liver, it doesn't make any difference if that individual is green, brown, black, white, orange, red, or yellow.
You don't want that liver.
That's a liver
Yeah.
from a human being.
Okay.
Okay? So there's only one race. And that's what we wanted to portray in this 2023 year's Dr. King celebration.
Well, it was unity, and that's what Dr. King stood for.
Yes.
That was what. Now, tell them what you got going on with your fundraising, because you starting your fundraising for this year, next year now.
Well, actually, this fundraiser that we have right now.
Okay.
Once we do the birthday celebration, then we've got the annual bridge crossing in Selma.
Okay. Okay.
And that's part of our Advance the Vote agenda that we do as an organization, People United to Advance the Dream Mobile. We take high school students, college students, anybody that wants to go. We have buses prepared to take you to Selma, Alabama on March the 5th. And in the past, we've always had to try and raise money in order to pay for the bus because we don't want our young people to have to incur any expenses. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's an opportunity where we can take them and let them cross that Edmund Pettus Bridge. We can take them through the Voting Rights Museum and show them actual things, clothing, uniforms, and stuff that people
beautiful.
had
Yes.
on when they crossed that Edmund Pettus Bridge to go and vote in Montgomery.
That's
so they'll get an opportunity to learn the history of how we got the right to vote and why it's so important that they use that right and exercise it when they become of age. So we specifically target young kids, high school students, college age students, and we take them and we take care of the expense for it. So in order to do that, in order to pay for the bus, pay for their food.
You even have snacks and chips, because I was on the that bus with you one year.
That's right.
You even have drinks, water, anything they want, you got it. Hot dogs. I've seen a lot of stuff on there, man. I mean, I enjoyed it. Who was the gentleman I was sitting with?
That was the founder of People United to Advance the Dream, Floyd King Jr. He's since transitioned. And of course, he founded the organization, and we've been marching for 33 years this year. And of course, the trip to Selma is an opportunity for these young people to understand what it was all about and what Bloody Sunday meant. So in order to fund that, we have a fundraiser going on our Facebook page.
Okay, tell them about that.
And that's for the Krispy Kreme donuts. Okay. We're trying to sell 200 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts to pay for the bus.
Okay.
And you can go to Facebook, People United to Advance the Dream Mobile, the Facebook page, and right there you'll find the link where you tap on the link and you order as many boxes as you like. And of course, they'll have them ready for you when you get there.
Wow. So that's what we want to really, really push. Jazzy wanted to push that because he told me he wanted to take a lot of young people. And I'm older when I went, And I went with you all, and I was just shocked. I went all in that museum, and I
Absolutely.
took a lot of pictures. And ladies and gentlemen, seen some of those pictures the other week.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
so do you have a phone number in case someone want to give you a bigger donation than just some donuts?
Absolutely.
All right, come on with
If
it,
you
'cause
if
I
you
want
don't
those
want the
kids to
donuts,
go.
we accept donations on the Facebook page. You can use our Cash App also, but you can call us at 251 255 7200. 251 255 7200. And of course, we'll be more than happy. And we are 501c3, so your donations are tax deductible. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
And of course, we gladly accept all the help we can get, because these students that we take, even adults that needs to go and learn about what Bloody Sunday is all about, this is an opportunity for them to do it. And of course, we use this opportunity as an opportunity to help our young people get scholarships that's going to further their education in broadcasting or in fine arts or something like this.
That's
We
right.
use this opportunity to help further that education by giving them scholarships.
Giving them scholarship. All right. You all, the phone number have been, the Facebook page and the phone number been going across the screen. I want you to give Reverend, you and know what? He just said David Edwards, but it's Pastor or Reverend or something, because he has a church. Tell him where your church is located.
My church is located on St. Stephen's Road, a block and a half south of Pritchard Lane, and 3 blocks north of Rogers Barbecue on the left-hand side. It doesn't have a steeple, but it has the Holy Spirit. So we are reconciling lives to the Kingdom Church Ministries, 2523 St. Stephen's Road on the left-hand side. And we're here every Sunday morning at 10:30, where we begin our Kingdom School. And our services start at 11:30.
Okay.
So you're welcome.
All right, let's get that phone number out again. Y'all, we need to get these kids to go. I'd like to have buses, So I mean, he's putting them on the bus and they don't have to pay. Come on, let's buy some donuts or let's give him a donation. Come on, you young folk, it's income tax time, and they're trying to do something. You young mothers, he's trying to do something for the children.
That's right.
So they can see that they had to tell how many gumball, jelly beans was in a jar to vote, or how many cotton balls was in a jar to vote. They need to see all that, and all that is on display. So give us that number one more time.
The number is 251 255 7200. 251 255 7200. And some adults need to take this trip, and we'll take as many buses as we can.
Okay.
Now, the fundraiser for the donuts will end on February the 25th in order for us to get the funds that we need so that we can actually leave on the 5th of March. But we're accepting donations all the way up until the 5th of March, okay?
All right then. All right, we got it.
Thank
Y'all
you
got
so
it
much,
all.
Jazzy.
All right, Jazzy Red, we love you. Thank you, Red, for what you're doing in
Thank
the
you.
community. It is not overlooked. All right, you're not overlooked. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and I'm your host, Jazzy Red. You see these pictures of this nice young man flying by. There's a reason I had to interview Mr. Jackson. Now, Mr. Jackson had been on my show before when he was here in Mobile, but now he know more about. I'm so excited about letting him tell about himself, and I want to let you know how he's involved with Jazzy too. Not only has he been on my show, but he picked up a woman from a young lady from the airport for me. Beautiful Blessing Dolls. I was getting off work and I said, I got to get ready now. I got to go to the airport. He said, I'll pick her up, Miss Jazzy. And he was working at Metro Jail. All right. Good morning, Mr. Freeman. Are you on the line?
Yes, good morning to you, Jazzy. How you doing this morning?
All right. Just fine. I'm excited about interviewing you. A young man with a kind spirit, an offering spirit, showed me that chivalry was not dead in Mobile, Alabama at that time. Now, how long... Give me your full name.
Okay, well, of course, my name is Freeman Jackson Jr. I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama. I transitioned to Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas back in 2020, so I've been here going on December 14th will make it 3 years. I believe here in the state of Texas.
The state of Texas. And you like them Cowboys?
I always been a Cowboys fan, Jack. When I was growing up in Mobile, I was a Cowboys fan.
I always was a Cowboy fan. And see how God kind of just made everything curve off like a boat. There you in Texas now, and you in Dallas.
You're right.
Always.
In Dallas, I'm loving it. The time here is great. The culture, the atmosphere, different people from different backgrounds are here. A lot of businesses here, a lot of networking is going on. So it's truly been a blessing.
I was in Texas in the 70s, and it was Houston. And I went when I was 18, going on 19. I didn't know that they had a Jack in the Box that talked. And it was like a drive up in the 70s. We didn't have that here. I said, where am I? People riding around with sunroof cars. It's such a big city. And it's a wealthy, state. Texas is real big as it is. It's real big. But Houston, I stayed in there. You may get a job in another zip code. If you went and applied for a job, you had to have a car because it was another zip code. But okay, we're going to get on the subject of what you're doing, young man. What you were doing here in Mobile and what you took to Texas with you. You didn't let it go. Tell my TV viewers about your podcast or whatever you call it. Tell them what you do.
Okay, the name of my podcast is called Walking His Ways, Impact Wars Podcast. Really, I've been doing talk shows since 2009 when Blog Talk was around. For those who may not be familiar with Blog Talk gave people different platforms to talk about different things that they want to talk about, from politics to religion, whether you was a believer, non-believer, anything you want to talk about. So how it happened, Jazzy, I walked into it. This guy back at home introduced me to it. He wanted me to co-host with him, and he was talking about graduation, movie reviews, whatever. So it's like, you know what, let me try this thing. So I ended up doing it, and I used to do shows on Fridays and Saturdays. And we used to talk about different things. Our first discussion was about child support. And that's our very first discussion. I don't have any children. I'm not on child support, thank God, none of that stuff. But that was our first discussion. The reason why I started doing the platform was talking about real life issues, stuff that people are thinking or are scared to talk about in public. So that's the reason why we started doing the podcast.
And now you're when you tell them you applied for a job in Texas. Tell them.
Yeah, I applied. So recently I was working for the sheriff department already.
Yeah, in Mobile. In Mobile.
Uh-huh. And that was for going on. I was there for 8 years.
Okay.
It was to the point where I wanted to change. So what I did, since I was already in law enforcement, I applied for the Dallas County Sheriff Department in Dallas, Texas. I got online one day, did my application. A couple of days later, they emailed me back. And so in the transition from Mobile to Dallas, I was at least coming to Dallas like every other week, doing my paperwork, finding a place to stay, so I get all my ducks in a row. So by the grace of God, things happened, they transitioned, and that was during the pandemic. So, everything was cheap. So I was flying from Mobile. You know how it is flying out of Mobile. Mobile, Regional Airport is very expensive, it's a private airport. But since the pandemic was going on, they were charging people like $200-something, $300-something for a round trip.
Yeah.
So took advantage of that. My mom would take me to the airport. I would stay in Dallas for like 2 or 3 days, fly back, go to work, fly back. So I was kind of doing the transition. By the grace of God, of course, God gave me faith with the people at the sheriff department back at home. They worked with my schedule. They used to let me come to work late. If I had time, let me take them days off because they knew what I was doing. Mm-hmm. So it happened. So on October of 2020, they emailed me back and they said, are you still interested in the job? And I said, yes, I am. So that's how I ended up coming here. I left. They gave me my 2 weeks off, of course, because I had a lot of time built up. So
now, wait a minute.
I wrote it. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. While you were off, someone gave you a going away party, Bonvoyage, at the Municipal Park. Who was that?
Yeah. That was King David. David Marshall. Everybody's familiar with David Marshall. And, he does the gospel rap and take pictures. He was the reason that he gave me the going away party. A lot of friends came, family members came just to see me off.
And know what?
Appreciate that.
And know what?
Too.
Jazzy Red showed up. So everybody on my show seen You're going away, and it's on YouTube. You're going away party, Bon Voyage. I call it Bon Voyage party. So everybody's seeing you. So then now you said, go ahead and say.
And it was a blessing. It really was. And I've been at peace since I've been here, Jazzy in Dallas. Been very peaceful. It's been just exciting to evolve. That's what it's all about, Jazzy, to evolve. And that's what I had at the age of 40. I learned that now that you have to evolve every day. Just because I was the old Freeman, I'm going to be a new Freeman today, and so on and so on. So I encourage anybody to grow, step out on faith, have your ducks in a row. If you want to make that change, change is not going to come out the sky. You have to present yourself, and God will make a way for you. You just have to be willing.
Okay, tell them you've had a little bit of everybody on your podcast, but you can call a few names or tell about your process. How does it work? You get on the podcast. What do you all even talk about?
We talk about what I do. I introduce myself to people via social media. Hey, I tell them I do a podcast. Oh, free, that's cool. I show them my work, because what they say, show your receipts. So I show my work that, hey, I am legit. Because, got people out here who play games, but it's another broadcast.
Okay.
So I show them what I do.
Yeah.
They love it. We set a date, and we just go from there. I had a lot of great people that have been on the show. It was so many people. Matter of fact, I think next month or this month, I'm actually interviewing somebody from London, England.
Oh, wow.
And I'm excited about that. So I'm looking at going international. So it's exciting, Jazz. I love it. I thank God for it. And the best yet to come.
And know what? I've seen you move from maybe one camera to the other one to how many people? I've seen you have, how many people you have on there at one time?
I had quite a few people. I had a lot of co-hosts that started with me, faded out, started with me, faded out. And I'll tell you anybody, you got to stay consistent. If there's something that you're not serious about, then don't do it. But right now, I got to give a big shout out to my little sister here that I met, Coach Shay. Matter of fact, she's my personal trainer as well.
Okay.
She does exercise. She co-hosts with me on Tuesday nights, so big shout out to her. And another young man, Jazzy, the Corn. He's out of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you about this young man. He started sharing my stuff when I didn't even know him. And
wow.
I see this guy tag my name and stuff, and I look on his page. I didn't even know him from Adam. So he was sharing my stuff with everybody. People was doing this, doing that. So I told him, you know what, I like what you do. You want to co-host with me on Wednesday nights? He accepted the invitation, and he's been rolling with me ever since. Very, very faithful supporter.
Wow. Let me ask you, you had a man that do sports, right?
I had a man that do sports. I don't know what happened.
Okay, everybody move on. Everybody going. Yeah. They move on, man. Cause we in and out with what I was in and out with what I do. And, you are right about the consistency. It's a lot doing this saying, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? You're going to break rest. You're going to break sleep. You're going to break the bank. I break a nail. It's a lot of work to doing this type of work. And so if you're doing it, you got to do it, whether they do it or not.
Exactly.
Whether they show up or not, it's got to be a show. We have to have bag up in case they cancel out. They got an emergency coming in their family. They decide that, hey, I'm going to go on and do something else too. Now, I'm going to tell you what I've seen, though, Freeman. The people, even groups, if they start a group and the group is good, the singing group, somebody want to say they bigger than somebody else and then they want to break off. And so when I seen that it was so many people that were going to be with you and it's your dream, but, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. But then they might not want to do that later on. So we have to understand that. And then we still say it's going to be a show. You're going to see a show. You're going to see a show. And how long have you been doing it now?
Since 09, well, over 10 years. It's been a long time, per se. But I love it. I said, you're going to start with people, and people just going to fall off. That's just how it is. But like you said, if they don't show up, you got to show up.
You got to show up because you doing it. It cannot. I tell my people that work for me, let me tell you something. I cannot not have a show. I cannot not have a show. I got to have a show. So if it's in your blood then, and people are watching, I don't care if it's two people, I still got to put that show on for those two people or that one person, because it's going to build up. But you have been consistent, young man. Perseverance, positive, patience, perspiration. You got muscle. You using all 5 P's in the pot of life on the stove, and things will cook and maybe almost boil over. It'll be abundance. We just got to hang in. You know, I've been doing this 13 years. I just ain't let up. I've got family members don't even look at my show. I got kids that don't look at it, you know, because they know me. They never know who coming on, so they'd have to just go by it, or somebody else tell them, did you see your mom, or did you see what was on? Because they know me. People that know you, you may not get a lot of support out of them. But other people, you know, people watch your podcast all over the world, especially if you got somebody in London coming on.
Oh, yeah. And you be amazed who watches your show, even though you may not see them physically. They will tell you, oh, man, I've been enjoying your podcast. Matter of fact, even my co-workers at the share department enjoy my show. They take me all the time. I love your podcast. It's awesome. So people are following and flocking to it. But I'll tell anybody, just because you got people cheering for you, never let your guard down, because you will have people that are jealous of you as well. So we get so excited, Jack, when people cheering us on. But I don't want to let my guard down. And you know how it is. You're going to have people in the trenches somewhere jealous of you, some form of fashion, so we should never let our guard down.
Yeah, you can do all the good you want. Still, they come at you. But know what we do? We don't feed at it. We don't feed back at it. We don't. As long as you don't comment, don't say nothing, let them do what they got to do, because you've been persistent and you're doing what you're doing for years. That little stuff they doing, they going to cling on to somebody else the next week or the following week. It's never going to be a consistency thing when you are a jealous person. You got to be on to somebody else. So you're okay. I can't stop them, so I'm going over him and see what I can do.
You know how it is.
Yeah, they got to move on, little doggy, when you come, Jack. Move on, little doggy, because I'm busy. I get out of my way. I'm a locomotive. I noticed that you're a locomotive. You just on that track. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep going. You're on that locomotive. But Jazzy had not forgot about you picking up beautiful Blessings doll. Y'all also Google her. Well, wasn't she a lovely lady? She has her own doll line, and he picked her up and come in, and everybody was just pulling together. Cozy Brown helped supply the food. I mean, it was just awesome. We met at a mansion, and it was like we was rich for one day. So, I mean, we were, that was just so nice. I appreciate you even picking her up. I want you to, if it was someone, Mr. Freeman, that's young now, that's a kid, and he's watching you. I know little girls watch too, but I have women on for the little girls to be inspired too. But if a young kid, a boy is watching you, and he seeing your podcast, and he want to do what you do, what would be your advice to this child? What would you tell him if he say, I want to be like you, Mr. Freeman. I want to do what you doing?
I would tell him, stay consistent and just do it. Don't worry about people. Don't worry about if they going to do it with you. Just do it like Nike. Just do it. And God won't send the right people to your path. I do believe that.
Sure do, Freeman. He'll put everybody there. Like I read the Tobit and Tobias in the Bible, and you seen how his dad had set everything up for him. God set up for him to have a way to go get his father's inheritance. I would like y'all to Google Tobit and Tobias. That's a wonderful story of things that's already laid out for you. Because you'll say, Lord, how am I going to pay? Where am I going? I was looking for who going to pick her up at the airport, and look at Miss Freeman and say, Jazzy, I'll pick her up for you. And you look security. We was looking rich. I appreciate you so much. Y'all know I know a lot of people, they're going to be clicking in sometimes. Sorry about that there. But I want to commend you for having the heart of, you got the heart of the people. You have a good heart. People are born with that good heart. And sometimes they have to go through something, be done hurt some folks, be done did some things, and they have to make a change. But once that heart is good and your heart is not black, you got a good heart, you're going to always be successful. You're going to always make it. Anything you set out to do, you're going to do, because you set out to lose weight, right?
Oh, yeah, got to be healthy. Otherwise, I'm 40, so you got to take your health more serious. As a matter of fact, it is the will of God for us to be prosperous. Remember, he said he wants us to prosper in our health. And you got a lot of people that's in religion. They don't, for some reason, Jazzy, they don't believe in that. They believe in praying away the high blood pressure. No, you got to go out and change the high blood pressure by exercising, eating right.
You pray, but you also got to do right. You can't say, okay, go, I'm going to rob this bank, and you going to let them cameras not see me. Right. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
No,
yeah, they going to throw the brick of hide hand. No, God, you got to get in line with what you're doing. Get off of your salt. Start eating your pink salt. It's a lot that we have to do. Yeah, they have a pink salt, ladies and gentlemen. They even sell it in the Dollar Tree. It's a vegetarian salt. So you don't eat that white salt no more. So if they tell you to get off of it, you can. It's a pink salt that's not as bad as that white salt. So we have to take care of ourselves. You know something. I seen you on there saying my wife coming. Whenever because you're trying to even look at homes, you've been posting homes that you want to buy. See, you're getting ready, like Abraham in the Bible. Abraham had a baby when he was older, You're getting ready for your wife. You're getting ready for your wife. And I tell people all the time, a little young man in the shipyard named Eggman. Eggman told me years ago, he said, Red, I said, you got him? No, I ain't got no wife. I ain't got no wife. I ain't got nowhere to put her. Then I seen him about 3 years later. He said, Jazzy, I got somewhere to put her now. I got a wife. I got somewhere to put her. So you're doing that. You're preparing for her. She coming. She coming, young man.
I appreciate it. And I know you say that all the time, man. It's just fun. And just learning by self and having fun and just being who you are. Learning who you are. That's the most important thing.
All right. Let's get some information on how they can watch your podcast. Tell them how they can pull it up.
Okay. What you can do, you go to my YouTube channel at Walking His Way Impact Force Podcast. All you have to do is type it in. It's going to pop up. You can follow me on YouTube. We live stream every Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Saturday morning. Matter of fact, I have to do a show tonight. I'm interviewing a guy here in Fort Worth, Texas. And Jay, you love this guy. He holds free events for different business owners here in DFW, and he does this every Saturday.
Wow. Yeah, I might need to get his number and chat with him a bit. What about your phone number? You done the podcast. What about your phone number?
Okay, you can reach me at area code 251. I still have my mobile number. I didn't change it.
Okay.
So because I got family back home, so area code is 251-301. 4031, and that's something you can reach me at. You can call me, text me if you want to come on the podcast. I'll be glad to put you on. And nice, we're doing a lot of great things, Jazz, with the podcast. I'm doing commercials now.
Good.
I'm having people submit commercials to me now.
Good.
They have to pay a fee when they submit a commercial, so I have people paying it to have they showcase. So
you're doing great on that end. Jazz was free for 30. I made a little bit of money last year, so hopefully I make some now. What I wanted to tell my TV viewers also about you, when you left, you took your mama with you.
Yeah, matter of fact, my mom, she hadn't transitioned here yet.
Okay.
There's some stuff she want to take care of back at home, but as soon as she get everything taken care of back at home, she gonna transition here because she said she want to change herself. So
okay, I knew you would take. You say I'm my mom coming with me. My mom gonna go with me. My mom going, and I said your mom going. So your mom trying to get on up to Texas, huh?
Yeah, she is. She's like trying to get everything taken care of back at home in Mobile before she make that transition.
Wow. A young man that's bringing his mom to the big city. Wow, I remember that. All right, all you sons, y'all got to step up for your mom, man. Cause one thing about a mom, a woman you might get a divorce. A woman might break up with you in a relationship. You'll always have your mom. Even if your mom have passed, you got your mom. That's one thing. You can always talk to her, even in prayer. So remember your mother. Remember your mother. Well, Mr. Freeman, I want to, let's give your phone number out. That'll conclude our interview. Could you give your phone number out, please?
Okay, once again, my number area code is 251-301-4031. That's my number. You could call me, text me. If you want to come on the podcast, I'll be glad to put you on. Because right now we're getting booked up for March already. So now I'm working the month of April. So holler at me while April is free right now. Because right now we're getting booked up.
And the name of the podcast again?
It's called Walking His Ways, Impact Voice Podcast. The Walking His Ways came from the Bible because God told us to walk in His ways. We're walking God's way.
All right, that'll conclude our interview. Y'all seen the pictures of Mr. Freeman and what he's doing. A very, very positive young black man. And who better to interview on Black History in February other than Mr. Freeman? Who else? Who better? You know I used to call you Freeman. I would spell it another way. You spell it F-E-M-A-N. How do you?
Oh, it's F-E-R-M-A-N.
See, and I was saying, Mr. Freeman Jackson. All right, Mr. Freeman, thank you for this interview. Jazzy Red, love you. You know I'm just a phone call away. And one day I'm going to come up there to Texas, and I just going to let you one day when you off just show me around. Let me look around. All I remember was the Jack in the Box, and it was a black man had a barbecue, a big barbecue, and he was using brown sugar on it years ago. I remember him. I would try to find his business. I would love to see if it's still open or his kids got it. He had a lot of them. I'm going to find that barbecue place or somebody to tell me something when I get there. Thank you so much, Mr. Freeman. You go on with your day. I know you're a busy man. Jazzy Red, we love you. Hope you got something out of that. Peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and I'm your host, Jazzy Red. I wanted to read you a little something here they had in Ebony Pictorial History Books. Public Sale of Negroes by Richard Claggett. Okay, on Tuesday, March 5th, 1833, at 1 p.m., the following slaves will be sold at Potter's Mark in Charleston, South Carolina. Miscellaneous lot of Negroes, that mean as a group, a lot of Negroes, mostly house servants, some field work, conditions, cash, you're going to pay half cash, balance on bond, bearing interest from date of sale, payable in 1 to 2 years, to be secured by a mortgage of the Negroes, and appraised personal security. Auctioneer will pay for the papers. We're going to drop down. A valuable Negro woman accustomed to all kinds of housework is a good plain cook, an excellent dairy maid, washes and irons. She has 4 children, one girl about 13 years of age, the other one 7, a boy about 5, and the infant 11 months old. Two children will be sold with the mother, others separately, if best suits the purchaser. A very valuable blacksmith wife and daughters. The smith is in prime of his life, a perfect master at his trade. His wife is 27 years old. He has a daughter that's 12 and 10 years old. One has been brought up in a home servant, and such much valuable. Also, the sale of 2 likely young Negro wenches, one of whom is 16, the other one 15, both of whom have been taught and accustomed to the duties of the house servant. A 16-year-old wench has 1 eye. Well, that's what they call some young girls wenches back in the day. We're going to drop down. I'm going to read one more thing. A likely yellow girl, about 17 or 18 years old, have been accustomed to all types of housework, garden work. She will be sold for no fault, a sound dollar. Okay, now I'm going to show you what they stood on to be. At the bottom it say 14 Negro wrenches ranging from 16 to 25 years of age, capable of doing good day's work in the house or field. The day of sale, they would put the family, husband, wife, or the baby. They had them on this big step at the end of the steps. And as you see, master there is the auctioneer is taking bids. They taking bids. Okay? All right. Wow. I got something else I wanted to show you. Here we have a slave that's in a box. Now, Henry Box Brown, a Virginia slave, had himself shipped in a box to Philadelphia and freedom. And yes, you see some whites were there, because a lot of whites didn't believe in slavery too. There were some that didn't believe in it, and they helped with the Underground Railroad. He mailed himself to freedom. So don't think people weren't trying to get away from what they were in. Jazzy Red, hope you've learned something. Peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show. I caught him in the midst of doing something. He got it crunk. Tell him where you're located, who you are.
We're at E&J Auto Repair. We're at 2251 Costa Ritas. Telephone number 251-479-1317. We got a little traffic passing by, so I'm going to try to talk a little loud.
Okay.
I want all y'all to be careful this Mardi Gras season. We coming up to the end of Mardi Gras. Y'all be careful, be safe. Watch out for the little ones. Watch out for the elderly, okay? I'm glad that a lot of the shooting has subsided. Hopefully it'll continue to die down, and everybody just pray for one another.
Yeah.
Just pray for one another. We need a lot of prayer in the world.
Okay, what's your address again?
We're at E&J Auto Repair. We're at 2251 Costa Ritas. Telephone number 251-479. Jazzy put me at the end.
Peace out.
It could have been me. In a wheelchair with no feet. Could have been me. Trying to get across the street. It could have been me. Living in the streets, y'all. It could have been me. With no food on my table to eat. But you know what? Cause it could have been me. Oh, I thank the Lord for saving me. Oh, I thank the Lord, yeah, yeah. Cause it could have been me. I really do. Yes, I do. Cause it could have been me. I got another verse, now listen. It could have been me. Locked up in jail, y'all. It could have been me. With no one to go my bail. It could have been me. I know it could have. Strung out on crack cocaine, y'all. It could as well been me. Shooting heroin in my vein. And I stopped by to let you know. Cause it could have been me. Oh, I thank the Lord for saving me. I wish I had a witness. Oh, I thank the Lord, yeah, yeah. Cause it could have been me. Every time I go down on my knees, I have to say thank you. Cause it could have been me. I got one more verse, now listen. It could have been me on my sick bed, y'all. It could have been me when the doctor shook his head. Can I get me a witness? It could have been me. Sleeping in my grave, but Jesus stepped right in, y'all, and he made old death behave. And I come to let you know, cause it could have been me. Oh, I thank the Lord for saving me. He didn't have to do it, but I'm glad about it. Oh, I thank the Lord, yeah, yeah. Cause it could have been me. Every time I go down on my knees, I have to tell somebody it could have been me. Sometime I go in the room and fold my arm. Here's what I say. Lord, I thank you right now. Have anybody ever took the time out to say, Lord, I thank you? Cause you've been good to me. Lord, you've been so good to me. When I don't have no money in my pocket, I don't let it bother me because the Lord said he'll work it out for me. I know he will. Have anybody been lonely tonight? The Lord said he'll be a company keeper for you in a lonely hour.